Here's the podcast script. You may have heard that Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet ends in tragedy, but at the Delacorte Theatre in Central Park this summer, one production is adding a very different kind of ending. The headline, Couple Number 16 Marries at Shakespeare in the Park. Here's how it happened. When director Sahim Ali was preparing the Public Theatre's current production of Romeo and Juliet, he met an engaged couple and invited them to get married at the end of opening night. That one wedding quickly grew into something much bigger. By the time the show closes on June 28, actor Francis Ju, who plays Friar Lawrence, will have officiated a real wedding or vow renewal at the end of every single one of the show's 33 performances. Ju was ordained by the Universal Life Church back in May, specifically for this purpose. On June 9, couple number 16 took the stage, Paolo Valori and Dr. David Mark Witzel. Their story starts in January 2019, when they matched on the dating app Grindr. Valori, a philosophy professor at the University of Milan, had just arrived in New York on a Fulbright fellowship. He was simply hoping to meet new people and not feel lonely. Witzel, a Manhattan ophthalmologist, had just finalized a divorce from his wife of 30 years and was very much not looking for anything serious. They met for coffee at a Starbucks in the theater district before Valori headed off to see a matinee of King Kong. Witzel's words about what happened next, "I nabbed him." Within a month, they were in love. Then COVID hit. Valori had returned to Italy just before the pandemic, and from February 2020 to May 2021, border restrictions kept them apart entirely. They kept the relationship alive through daily video chats. When they were finally reunited in New York, Valori moved into Witzel's apartment on the Upper West Side. Valori later said that their loyalty to each other through a world pandemic felt like an important test, one they passed. The proposal came on July 13, 2025, at a Salem, Massachusetts reunion of Witzel's college friends that also doubled as his 60th birthday party. It was accidental. A friend had written discussion prompts on scraps of paper and passed a hat around. Witzel drew one that asked, "What are your goals for the next stage of life?" He answered honestly that he wanted to marry Paolo. Someone in the room asked if they'd just witnessed an engagement. They had. Then, this past May, a friend invited Valori to a tech rehearsal for Romeo and Juliet, where an announcement was made about the wedding series. Valori immediately loved the idea. Witzel's reaction, "The universe is throwing this possibility at us." With Valori due back in Milan in mid-June, they locked in June 9. At the end of each performance, Ju steps forward, still in character as Friar Lawrence, and welcomes the couple to the stage. He asks whether they will take each other to have and to hold for all the risings and settings of the sun. Valori and Witzel said yes, with quavering voices, in front of an audience of 1,860 people. Witzel noted that the cheering for them was louder than it had been for Romeo and Juliet themselves. His ex-wife Patricia Lindemann, now a close friend, was in the crowd. Their 2 adult children served as witnesses. Even Ju was overcome. He said he welled up during their ceremony, and that the rest of the company did too. His words, "Their affection for each other is so obvious." Witzel put it simply, after a play that ends in heartbreak, their marriage offered the audience something rare, a nice catharsis. 2 middle-aged guys in tuxedos in the park, and for one night in Central Park, Shakespeare got a happy ending.